Hey guys, and welcome to the Red Tavern. Today we're going to be playing one of my favorite games of all time, Fable Anniversary. This is a remake of another old game, Fable The Lost Chapters from the early 2000s. I played that game a lot growing up, and it was one of my favorite games of all time because it had interesting characters, a cool story, wild and interesting places for you to explore in the game. And a lot of AAA developers nowadays seem to be struggling in all those areas. But this isn't a video about those other games. This is a video about Fable. And I can't think of anyone to set the stage for Fable other than Fable itself. So let's grab a drink, kick back, relax, and let it set the stage for us.
Deep in the forest of Albion lay the small town of Oakvale, unchanged by time and untouched by the sword. Here lived a boy and his family, a boy dreaming of greatness, of one day being a hero. Sometimes he imagined himself as a noble knight or a powerful wizard. And other times he dreamt he'd be an evil warrior. But in all his dreams of greatness, he could not possibly imagine the power of the destiny that lay before him.
Come on, wake up. Daydreaming again, were you? Just like your mother, mind always wandering. Well, let it wander off to find your sister, will you? She's out playing by the Barrowfields gate. Remember, you haven't given her a birthday present yet. Don't tell me you forgot to get her one. Well, I'm not bailing you out this time, son. I tell you what, I'll give you a gold piece for each good deed you do around Oakvale. That should be enough to buy her a present. Now, get moving and stay out of trouble.
Absolutely superb parenting right here. We're going to have to do a bunch of good deeds, which includes finding this girl's little lost teddy bear. But first we're going to do the thing that's closest, and we're going to go find this guy cheating on his wife behind some random person's house.
I've never even met this woman. Who is she? Look, Sonny, keep your mouth shut about this, right?
I will not keep my mouth shut about this. I will go straight to his wife and tell her exactly what is going on, because we're going to be playing as a good character for this playthrough. We're going to try our best to avoid any evil acts and try to not hurt any kind of innocence and try to be morally good. So of course, we tell her immediately what's going on and where to find him.
You have? Right. I'm gonna turn him into Balverine food.
But just because we're good, that doesn't mean we can't go watch him get scolded.
You filthy swine! I ought to chop them right off. Don't insult me anymore. My mother was right about you.
Well, while she threatens to chop his balls off, let's go do some more good deeds. Like this guy over here.
Oh, thank goodness. Listen, lad, could you do me a favour? I've got to, answer a call of nature. Oh, stay here and watch this stock for me. There's a good lad.
I am not sure if he had to go to the bathroom or if he's going to play hide the salami with some girl, but in any case, we're going to be a good person and we're going to guard his stuff.
While he's away, smash his barrels up and see what's inside.
We are not going to do that. We are playing as a good person, so we are going to let the timer run down. He's going to run down the hill and we're going to get a good deed.
Thanks, lad. You've done me a big favour.
Wandering around the city, we're going to go find this little kid being bullied by someone twice their size.
Get him off me! Please help!
And we will oblige. Violence is usually the way that you handle things in these kind of medieval times. And as it turns out, he was actually the brother of the little girl who's missing her teddy bear. We immediately give the girl her teddy bear back.
Found Rosie! Thank you so much. Come on, Rosie. Let's change your stuffing.
Usually I like to explore Oakvale more, but I don't want to drag this video out longer than it has to be, so we just go straight back to our dad, who gives us a bunch of gold for all the good deeds we've completed, and then we go talk to the trader.
Ooh, you're lucky I've still got these sweets.
That is an incredibly impressive mustache. Look at that thing. That is just gorgeous and beautiful. What woman wouldn't want this man?
You young sir.
But all we need from him is the chocolate.
Wish your sister a happy birthday from me now, won't you?
Alright, any girl except my little sister. Alright? We don't need that. We're gonna go find her in the fields like our father told us and give her the chocolate.
I hope you haven't forgotten what day it is, like you did last year.
Apparently we're
I'm sorry
forgetful.
if I woke you up last night. It was another of those dreams. I was standing in this field when something happened, but I can't remember what.
Foreshadowing.
Never mind that though. I'm still waiting for my present.
I like how the game gives you the option to
I
not
knew
give
you
your
were
sister the
going to bring me
chocolate.
chocolates. It's just like my dream.
More foreshadowing.
Let's go home. Mother will be back for my party any minute now.
But remember, this is an action and adventure game, alright? We can't have this be
There's something
terribly
wrong.
bright for too long.
You've got to hide.
This is effective.
Evil had come to Oakvale. Bandits wielding torches and steel, slaying and burning all in their path. Blood-red flames lit the night as the villagers screamed and begged for mercy, and soon their bodies filled the streets. Then the raiders reached the last house, where the boy and his family lived. It was them they had slaughtered so many to find. The father fought to protect his kin, but he was no warrior, and fell mortally wounded. The bandits ripped the house apart, but could not find the boy. Through torture and threats, his mother and sister remained silent, and their furious attackers took them both. From the nearby woods, the boy watched as all he knew was taken away. His whole life was crushed to ashes. He was alone.
This game does such a good job of presenting an interesting story that actually makes me care about the character and understand the gravity of what's going on. And everyone around me seems to be, reacting about the same way. Well, I mean, not right now. Everyone is currently dead, but you get the point.
We must leave. It's not safe here.
We immediately trust Lightning Man because he saved us from a bandit. To be honest, if I was like 8 years old and that happened, I'd probably trust him too.
My name is Maze, and I'm the head of the Guild of Heroes. You must have heard of it. You'll find nowhere safer in all of Albion, nor a better place to call your home. And if it's vengeance you want, you'll need the training only we can offer.
I like how the head of an organization called the Guild of Heroes is openly advocating for vengeance.
With the girl.
You don't look much like hero material to me, but Maze knows what he's doing, I suppose. Well, follow me then.
I like how I just lost my entire village. I have just lost everything I've ever known, and they're kicking me while I'm down.
It's time to wake up. You must be my roommate. Shorter than I expected.
Which seems to be a common theme here, is everyone picking on the new kid.
Looks like the guildmaster got tired of waiting for you. He's probably at the training grounds across the river. Let's go!
Well, I've probably had a rough night, I've kind of had an eventful week.
Dust yourself from your pillow, I see. Over here, come on then. Let's see what you're capable of.
No, I want to go do the other side quests that are around here. Like this guy right here. He wants to challenge me to a race. I'm like half his age, maybe even less.
50 seconds. Beat that.
So right from here, you have to go straight to the demon door and come right back. It's a bit of a jog. Getting to the demon door, I'm exactly at 25 seconds. Honestly, this is more stressful than it should be. It's not even that high of stakes, and you can do it as many times as you want. But I get so excited, and I only have 1 second left, and I'm pressing A and mashing it so fast, I accidentally skip the cutscene.
I have to make an apple pie for
I go and I find another side quest about this lady having to make a pie for the guildmaster.
More red apples. I only need another 4.
So naturally, I go and I find some more red apples. I'm picking them off the ground on common pathways where there's no apple trees. So they're probably not very good, but hey, she's getting her apples.
All right, lad. It's time to see if you've any potential. Get in the ring.
At this point, the game is going to teach you how to do basic combat. It's even going to give you a stick. We're going to be playing a wizard-only playthrough for this, though, as you might have told by the title of this video. So we're going to pretend that that stick is actually our wizard staff. This game is also interesting because in most other games, once you complete a quest or defeat an enemy, you get all the experience, which means you still do get some experience, but there's experience in those little green orbs just lying around. I don't think any other game has done that before.
This is a good opportunity to test your spirit. I'll wait for you at the Guildwood's entrance.
I like how the Guildmaster is sending me into the woods to go deal with the problem, but we have no idea what that problem is. It could be bandits, it could be a pack of wolves, it could be a troll, who knows? Luckily for us, it's just a bunch of beetles. Although they do bite me at least once. After completing our forced child labor, go ahead and head back to the Guildmaster.
Good work, lad. Those beetles can be a damn nuisance.
At this point, the game is going to give you the option of staying here and doing those other side quests we already did, or continuing on.
The guild was now the boy's life. The memory of the Oakvale flames still scorched his mind, but soon he had no thought other than training, and he became stronger and more agile with every passing year. His days were filled with grueling exercises, the nights with study in the library. Finally, he was ready to become a guild apprentice, just as Maze had foreseen. The real training was about to begin.
This is such good storytelling.
Get out of bed, lazy bones. We were supposed to meet the guildmaster on the other side of the river, but that was an hour ago. We better get going. Race you there.
I actually really like Whisper. I think she's an interesting character.
You can put that old stick away. We'll begin training with real weapons now. Get used to the weight of this sword, and let's see if you can hit Whisper with it.
Alright, you heard him. He gave me a real weapon. This is not a training sword. This is a lethal weapon. This is something that you can go out after you're done with this and go questing with and kill and slay other bandits. And I'm going to go attack Whisper with it, and she's just got a stick.
Ah, hello, Thunder. Come to check on your sisters.
Of course, right after that, we have to have another person who's going to come and look down on us.
Whisper told me you've got a training with some farm boy.
Maze thinks
I don't understand the whole fixation with everyone in this game that says that I'm just a farm boy. Like, have you seen how big and beefy farmers can get? They are not someone you mess around with, alright? If it's me, a city slicker, versus a farm boy, I think we know who's going to win, probably.
Just like your final melee test. Prepare yourselves.
Whisper, not that difficult, but hey, at least now we're not the ones being scolded anymore.
Shame you couldn't see me fight in the arena. You might have learned a thing or two.
Then you get to go ahead and they teach you about the other tools you have in the game, like archery, but we're really only interested in this right here, being the will test, where magic in this game is called will. Oh yeah, don't shoot the guildmaster like I just did. At this point, they give you another option to either stay here and do some side quests like the archery test, the melee test, and the will test. Do well on them, they each give you a special reward like this will potion. There's other quests like this guy who wants you to go kill the sparrows around the guild, but we're not going to do that because killing a sparrow earns you evil points, and we're a good character right now.
The boy mastered the skills quickly, but there was always more to learn. For years, the guild was his home, his school, and his life. But as time passed, his thoughts returned always to the world outside, the life he had lost, the family that had been torn from him. At last, only the final day of tests remained. Success would mark the end of his training. He would receive the guild seal and be free to forge his own destiny. He would become a hero.
I can't tell you how badly growing up I wanted to go and train in a guild like this and go become a hero.
It's simple. You must defeat me, using all you've learned in your years of training.
And for our final test, we have to defeat Maze. I tried to stay true to the wizard-only run, but Maze isn't having it. And I know this is true and scripted, because each time I did what he asked me not to do, he zapped me. First time I had to use a sword, then I had to shoot him with a bow, and then I could actually shoot him with my lightning. So now the wizard-only run has started, in my opinion. Because up until this point, I've been forced to use the other tools.
I remember the first night you came to us. And look at you now. For many years now, you have worked hard and venture forth as heroes. It's time for you to leave us, lad. But
now that it's time for me to leave, they actually teach me how to level up now. You've got a lot of different options for leveling up. And I really like how slowly this game introduces you to all the different mechanics in the game, because they're all kind of unique. But it does it in an interesting way. Like I'm not slogging through the tutorial. I didn't have to do those other side quests that I did earlier if I didn't feel like it. I just wanted to do it because I thought it'd be fun and interesting. But now we get to some real quests. Through this map table, we can accept a quest. Now there's going to be 4 listed here: the Wasp Menace, Snow Troll Attack, Suppress Uprising, and the Minion Camp. We can only accept the Wasp Menace. Because for the other 3, we need to have a higher renown. In other words, we need to complete more quests before we're able to accept them. But by the time you get that renown, they are gone. And I actually like that. I think it's part of the world building. I mean, you're part of a guild of heroes. You're not the only hero. So there's other heroes coming in and accepting these quests. So I feel like that actually adds to the world.
In the picnic area. Follow me. It's this way.
And this is a really good first quest, in my opinion. Like it gives you a little bit of stress with how many wasps are in the picnic area right away. They swarm you a little bit, but they are still pretty easy enemies. And so long as you just move around a little bit, they can't really hit you. Of course, just a handful of wasps is not going to be enough for a quest. This game doesn't go easy on you. Not in comparison to games back then. The Wasp Queen is pretty easy. She doesn't move very fast, so I can just dance around the picnic area, letting my magic regen all the time, and then shooting her from a distance until she finally goes down. Oh, and I like this part of the game too, where they actually start treating you like a hero after you start completing heroic deeds. Of course, looking like an idiot, you get treated like an idiot sometimes too. But we go to my favorite city, Bowerstone. This is one of my favorite cities in a lot of video games. Like I can't really think of anywhere else. Maybe the city in The Witcher 3 is cooler, but I like this town a lot. But we find Maze at the local tavern, and he tells us that our sister actually survived the raid on the village. And after taking it out on the local wildlife, we go back to the Guild of Heroes so that we can accept another quest. Now, I like this part of the game too. This is the same quest, but you have two different options. You can either protect Orchard Farm or attack Orchard Farm. And you also have the ability to boast. It's just a little extra thing that they added on in the game that I really like. I think that was added in the last chapters, but it doesn't really matter. Now, you have to wager a little bit of money, but you earn over double the money each time you take a boast. And each boast is something like, take no damage or do it naked.
Hey. Oh. Are you talking to me? If only I hadn't lost my mushroom of truth in the guild, I'd be able to show you. Well.
Hey, if you keep really still, I can see your skeleton. Far out, man.
Now, after we leave those two mushroom users alone, we're going to go to the Greatwood because I don't remember at this time how much damage the lightning does.
I knew that was your true calling. I saw Lady Grey set the opposite quest in the guild yesterday. Maybe I should pick it up. See you later, farm boy.
It's interesting that Whisper just openly admits to banditry, like she's totally fine with it, and then runs off. But as I was saying, we were gonna go test out how much damage lightning would do against these bandits and how quickly it would be to take them down, because we're playing that new difficulty. And it takes about a quarter of my magic pool to take down a single bandit. And magic does regenerate, but not very fast. So it turns into me rolling around and avoiding their attacks as best as I can. Now, I like this about the game too. If you look in the top right, you're actually going to see us on the map as the arrow, and all the red dots are enemies. So if the game does hold your hand a little bit in that way, and that it lets you know that, hey, there's still enemies around here. Honestly, the game is hard enough as it is with the challenge I'm doing. I'm kind of happy to have that, even though most games don't tell you where the enemies are nowadays. But now, we're going to go get a fishing rod from the Fisher's Creek, because those mushroom guys wanted us to grab their mushroom that they dropped in the lake at the Heroes Guild, but we can't get it without this fishing rod that we're going to get from this area.
They're everywhere! I can't get out!
Compared to the last area with the bandits, these wasps are pretty easy. I mean, it only takes, I think, 30 damage to kill one wasp. So after they're gone, he comes out.
I ain't cast me line for so long, I got me the shakes. Been eating bait worms all week.
That sounds unpleasant, but thank you for the fishing rod. Oh, also, important to note, anytime you leave and come back to an area, even if it's one area over, everything in that area respawns. All of the enemies respawn, there's new NPCs that are going to be wandering through it, but that also gives you the chance to get more XP. And right here is where we really see the chaotic difficulty kick in. This is a pixie, and personally, I don't remember seeing pixies this early on in the game. Usually, you're a bit more powerful by the time you see them. They're annoying because they cast that spell at the ground that creates those vines, and they summon scorpions, 3 at a time. And right after you kill the scorpions, she'll just create more. They're not fast. All they're doing is making it hard for me to target the pixie, and it takes a lot of dancing around before I'm actually able to defeat her. After which, the scorpion's pretty easy. They don't move fast, they don't do a lot of damage. But going back, we're going to go ahead and use this fishing rod to get these guys their mushroom back. And we're also going to take a look at what spells we want. Now, Lightning level 2 is going to cost us 5,760, and we've got, what, like 2,500 experience between these two magical pools? Or these two experience pools. It's an expensive spell to get. but I want it. But we also need stuff like will potions to make it so that we can get through fights faster. But this is like almost 300 gold, and we've got 555 gold. We can only afford one potion. So it's going to be a long time before we're able to afford that on a regular basis. But we're going to go ahead and try and pad our pockets so we can buy more of those by completing this fishing quest. We get the blue mushroom from the Guild Lake, and we head back to give the stoners their mushroom, but they're not there. They have wandered off somewhere. The blue mushroom is for a totally separate quest, but I had forgotten that. Right now, we are just going to go back and forth through the woods several times so that we can get the XP needed to get lightning level 2, because right now we're just not powerful enough, and I don't want to go do another quest without having a bit more power in my corner. Finally able to afford this spell, and the next time we want to level it up, it's going to cost us over 18,000 experience. But we went into the Great Wood just to see what kind of damage this thing does, and it does 30 damage every time you hit somebody with it, which, for comparison, we were doing 17 before when this was a level 1 spell. So, with our newfound power, we're able to clean up pretty easily, and we just go ahead and head to the next area, because at this point, I'm feeling pretty good. I am confident that I can handle this next quest. We go into the Great Lake area, clean up the enemies pretty easily in there.
Oh, thank Avo, you're here. I thought no one would answer our guild request.
For reference, this farmer has found a bunch of artifacts that bandits are coming to steal from him. Oh, and don't forget, we took some boasts, and one of them was we have to do this naked, so we're gonna do this in our underwear. Bandits themselves aren't that difficult. We even get a couple of guards to help us protect these artifacts. Except, I remembered at this point that one of the boasts I took was the guards have to live. So I took them over to the barn and told them to wait there.
Wait.
Took care of the bandits. They weren't too difficult with our newfound power. I mean, we just do too much damage for it to even matter. We're not even eating through a lot of our magic pool.
So, you've learned some new moves, have you? Well, you're not the only one. I hope you've learned how to flourish, because that's the only way you're going to get close to me. Go on, try to hit me with a flourish.
I'm pretty sure this is the last tutorial in the entire game. I wanted to try and stay true to the wizard playthrough, but in this, they want you to flourish. And that's pretty much just a heavy attack. Magic wasn't doing any damage to her. I had to use my wizard staff to smack her at least once, and then I could use my magic, which after I started using the magic, it went down pretty easily.
You beat me again! I suppose this quest is yours then.
And after leaving from being a part of a bandit and trying to steal from hardworking farmers, with no repercussions, ironically, we still get the reward. We got all 4 of our boasts, we got tons of XP, good amount of money, some fame, and we stole a brooch. On the way back to the guild, we run into a troll who is currently beating the crap out of a guard. I'm a hero though, so I try and save the guard, and I accidentally shoot him with some lightning. The guard is going to shoot me with an arrow before the troll gets his attention again, and at this point I'm thinking maybe it would be good to just let them fight it out, but that wouldn't be very heroic. So I run in, I try and get behind the troll. I don't want to hit the guard, so I'm thinking that if I shoot him from the back, that I'll be fine, which it does work. And the guard even lives. And he forgave me for shooting him with lightning, supposedly because I took down the troll. After that, I still wanted some more money so I could get some more will potions, so we're escorting this trader to Orchard Farm, where we just were. There's these radiant quests throughout the game, and you usually see them as a green dot on your minimap. We even got a guard for this quest to help me escort the trader through here, which I thought would make it easier, but if you look on our minimap right now, you see that little red outline? That's an enemy, and he's taken down the trader real fast. We see him, and then he's just gone. Just disappears. He pops up specifically for the trader. I mean, I get a jewel out of it, but I'm a little frazzled because I thought that I was doing pretty good. I even got this guard. Like, things were looking my way. Putting that behind me, though, we go ahead and pick up 2 more quests. Trader Escort and Hob Killing Contest. We're going to pick both of these up, but we're only going to boast for the Hob Killing Contest. We're going to do the usual things. Do it naked. Take no damage. And I think that's all we're going to take, really. We're going to take a look at our levels, see if I can get any other spells, and I end up picking up Divine Fury. Need to test it out, so we go to the Great Lake area. And it is effective, to say the least. I mean, look at that. Look at that damage. You see all those 10s? It's barely... I could barely even tell that it was 10. It was going so fast. It does leave you vulnerable for a little bit, but it's kind of hard to argue with that damage. I mean, it does 200 damage to everybody within that spell cast, and it stuns them. I even decided to come over here and try it out on the troll that spawns. And he's even stunned. Like, this spell will stun anyone and everything, which lets the guards get a couple hits in. So going back to Orchard Farm, I'm pretty confident that I'm gonna sweep this next quest.
I don't care how you do it, just stick 'em before they drink all my scrumpy. I detest those.
Whisper always having to make everything into a contest, but little does she know, I'm a real adventurer and I run in naked. Really, my plan here is let her take all the aggro. There's no need for me to get hurt when I can just hide behind this tree stump and cast my spells. But Whisper gets a little cheeky and she keeps them over by the bridge, and I end up going down. The Hobbs only need 2 swings to bring me down, which is a big issue when I've got a spell with this much wind-up time. I die again, and then for this third run, I'm actually doing really well. I'm 15 kills ahead with 30 seconds, and I go down.
Well done. You really taught the Hobbs a lesson.
I finally get it. I don't get all of my boasts, unfortunately, so I just head back to the guild and pick up another spell, Summon. I really like this spell, actually. It starts off as a wasp. It doesn't look like it's that impressive of a spell. But every time your summon defeats an enemy, he'll turn into that enemy. Like, that's my summon right there. Here, I'll summon him again, just so you guys can see. You see, I get my own bandit captain. This is a powerful enemy. Alright, like, he's got hundreds of health, he does tons of damage, he's got a good sword, and I had the thought, well, what if I could turn him into a troll? That would be really cool. But that didn't work. Which, I mean, I guess that's fair and makes sense. I mean, the troll can't move or do anything.
In this region. Be careful.
We then continue on our way to our next quest, which is the Trader Escort, and along the way we come up to a bandit toll, which I'm not paying. And I get rid of all of his friends too, and then I take all the stuff from their camp because I'm a little loot goblin. Right here, I'm going to explain what demon doors are. So, demon doors are just sentient doors, enchanted doors that have either a riddle, or they want you to do something, or talk to them when there's a certain effect active, for them to open, and then they'll show you whatever's behind them. We go into the next area, the Greatwood Gorge. and then we use the experience from that to go buy the Force Push spell. Continuing on to our next quest, we hit the Great Wood Caves, take down the troll pretty easily, don't even spend all of our magic to take it down.
Thank Avo you're here! The sooner we put this forest behind us, the better. There are unnatural...
We didn't take any boasts for this quest because I remember this being a very difficult quest back when I played this like a decade ago.
Ah, help! Something bit me and left me for dead. Please, let me come with you.
We can't let him follow. He's infected. He'll be eating our guts before we know it.
We have sworn a traitor oath. We have to help him.
This isn't a good idea.
So,
Not a
for
good
context,
idea at all.
if you don't want to know what's going on in this quest, just skip ahead to the timestamp I have on screen. But otherwise, the deal with this guy is that he was bit by a Balverine, which is, in this universe, essentially a werewolf. And if you take too long getting to your objective, then he's going to turn into one. We actually get our first look at a Balverine right here. Now, it looks deceptively small there, but that's actually a very large bandit, because this thing is not small. But my goal is to escort the the traders. I thought that it was going to attack the traders, but he is only interested in me. And since I'm on a time limit with the third trader that I recruited, I decided that I need to get to the next area immediately. I'm not going to wait around. Oh, and be careful for the exploding mushrooms. Getting into the Darkwood Lake area, there is still the timer going for this third trader, so I just sprint to the other side before the bandits have a chance to kill the traders. Now, this place here, the Darkwood Camp, that's great, because the third trader's timer to turn into a Balverine stops. It's paused. So you're not losing any time by leaving him here and telling them all to wait, which is exactly what I did, because I was going to go back into those other areas because there was plenty of loot that I left. And I also wanted to test out our new spell that we got, Force Push, which is very effective. I noticed how long that guy was on the ground for, and I got the idea, if I Force Push everybody around me and then use my Divine Fury, that's going to be my wombo combo right there. Look at that. Look at that damage. I am untouched because I have found the best spell combo in the game, in my opinion. Now, this Demon Door, he's hiding some wizard robes, which right now I don't look like a wizard. I look kind of stupid right now.
Block the way to all but the most common.
But he's only going to let us in if we can pass his test, which is just a bunch of hobs. But the spell combination we just came up with is actually very effective against them. But each time you defeat the first wave of hobs, or a wave of hobs, they turn into another type of enemy. So after you defeat the little white ones, they turn into these gray ones with bigger hammers. And then after you defeat them, they turn into, well, little white hobs again, but now they shoot magic. But after you defeat them, there's one last wave, being they're big, they're red, they're mean, and they can basically one-shot me if I'm not careful. So I go ahead and use the wombo combo. The utility of this spell is just not to be underestimated. Look at that. Look at that health. Alright, that is from one smack.
You defeated my guardians. I am knackered. Go on. Get yourself through.
After passing his test, we can just go ahead and go in, and we're finally going to get some wizard robes, because look at us now. We're wearing a dress. That's the dress lower half with the apprentice shirt, and we have some will user boots, but it's as wizardy as I could get without getting wizard clothes, really. And this is going to be where we get our first set, the Dark Will Users set. Definitely makes us look a lot better. Now, when you get back to this camp, you can take them if you want. You can grab the traders and move on, but I suggest just go through to the next area, the ancient Colossus Gate. You're going to find some enemies here. Go ahead and just handle them. And then continue on past this area to the Darkwood Weir. Because in this area is actually this troll. Now this troll, he only ever spawns once, and he's a serious threat to the third trader becoming a Balverine, because if you're fighting him and he turns, that's kind of it. But once he's gone, just go ahead, go grab your traders again, tell them to follow you.
Follow.
Lead the way!
Hit back. All the way through, past the weir, past where you defeated the troll, and after you get through this cave, you're scot-free.
I know the way from here. Follow me.
Now, the third trader, the timer's gone. You've won the quest. You've succeeded. He's not going to turn into a Balverine. Good job.
Ah, there you are. We've been expecting you.
After claiming our rewards, which we got no boasts for, we go and find another demon door in this area.
Oh no, not again. Another bony adventurer seeking to plunder my riches. I'm not interested in your meager frame. Get some meat on you. I want beefy, blubbery, plump, porcine. Stop being a slave to public perception and treat yourself. Pies, meat, beer, anything, but lots of it. Eat yourself large, and you'll be welcome here.
I want to be a part of whatever religion that guy is peddling. We go ahead and we go back to the Heroes Guild just so we can spend some more of our experience points. We pick up Fireball, and I wasn't sure how well the spell was going to perform, so we go ahead and we go try it out on some bandits in the Greatwood. And as you can see, it's doing 48 damage a shot, which, you know, that's still a quarter of Divine Fury, but it leaves me much less vulnerable than Divine Fury because I'm not locked in place. And so we go ahead and we just level that up to level 2 Fireball. And then we go back to the ancient Colossus Gate, and I had forgotten that here in the Rose Cottage, this area, there's another demon door that actually has the robes that I want.
On the first days. My heart has been broken too many times before. I could only let someone who really loved me through.
Just give him chocolate.
Oh, you really know how to treat a door. I will always be open to you.
After seducing the door, behind the bed is going to be a chest with the Bright Will users set, which makes us look a lot more like a good guy, which is great, because actually outside, we happen to run into a traveling barber, and he's got the perfect wizard beard for us, the tramp beard. And with that, guys, we're going to go ahead and just cut it off here. This video is already a pretty good length. I'm going to do more of these walkthroughs, quote-unquote, I guess. This is more for my own nostalgia, really. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.